So again, I keep wanting to really drive terrain drawing home for you guys. Um, Here's a piece of fabric, and the fabric has turns and it has bends and folds and it's volumetric and it's kind of humped up over an object that I have up under it to give it some really cool folds and stuff and round shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch out this fabric, and I'm going to do it in a pencil this time. You guys will be able to graduate to pencils and not have to stick to that pen one as a way of making yourself not erase. But go ahead and sketch this piece of fabric. I'm going to sketch this piece of fabric out the way that I see it, and then I'm going to use terrain lines to really emphasize the volume in the piece of fabric and the turns that I see. And from my point of view, I've positioned my camera where you guys can see almost the same thing I'm seeing. Okay, so now I have the basic shape going here, then I have another little piece kind of coming up through here and up through there, like that. Okay, so now this is rounded and then it becomes flat on the side. So I'm going to be using a terrain line to help emphasize that roundness. And the more of an arch that you put on your terrain lines, the more juicy that arch becomes. So I'm going to emphasize my arch a little bit more. See, I had to kind of go over some of them, but I want that to really feel rounded. This tunnel, it's like a little tunnel that's going through the fabric. And then over here, it kind of drops down into some straight lines. And these are still terrain lines, even though I'm creating a whole series of them. It's still terrain lines. Now this down here, this part down here is kind of flat. So I have flat terrain lines that need to meet those verticals that I dropped down. And these are just terrain lines. Okay, and then down here in the back, those lines are kind of arched. It's kind of like bowed inwards in the back. And I know it looks like a shadow to you guys, but this is what that area of fabric is doing. It's kind of moving into the whole set. And then right here is bulging out. So connecting some of these to create the illusion of the in and the out, or the out and the in terrain lines. Up here, they're starting to ease out and flatten again to meet that corner. And this takes practice, you guys. This is not something that you're going to understand right away. You want to feel with your eyes. You can feel with your fingers sometimes what's happening with the bulges in anything. So now I have this section up here coming upwards, straight lines up, and then we arch out. We're arching out to create that round hump here. And you can continue on as long as you're looking at how these valleys, peaks and valleys are going. Just continue. You don't have to just do one line type at a time or one illusionistic terrain line at a time. See how I'm just swirling it out because that's what I see. I see what's going on here. It's all swirling out. Okay? So basically, we're creating the illusion of the folds and the dips and the flat planes that are all tied into one piece of fabric. So here we have a little flat edge here, in that orientation, and then there's a line there. You want to grab all of the illusion that you can. And then on my other side, which you guys can hardly see, they're straight, and then I have a dip down and then over, dip down and over, dip down and over. That's what I'm having on the other side. So you have a little bit of an arch, and then you have a flatness. A little bit of an arch, then a flatness. So that's what I have on the other side that you can hardly see on the video. So basically, here we go. We have the flat coming down here. Then we have the horizontal flat plane down here. Okay, and then we have these hoops and then a swirl. So this is the peak and the valley right here. Peak and valley connected together. And then we have this flat part going back, and then it starts to curve up and then around to go to the top here. So this is a really quick, kind of just a very rough idea of how you look at and create a line to match what the flow. If you can just take your pencil around it, whatever your pencil's doing, just draw on it, just kind of fake draw on it. So you can see that it's curving. You can see that this is straight. You can see that this is going in, it's bulging inwards. Then it's coming out straight here. And then it's arching over and it's valleying here. So let your pencil do some moving for you, your eyes do some moving for you, and then you'll be able to better understand how to draw it. So look at it, touch it if you can, use your pencil to mimic the movement, and then you want to draw the movements on your drawing. So this is, again, terrain contour drawing, and I did it with a pencil, and you guys might be able to move into pencil eventually. And matter of fact, just go ahead and use some pencil if you do some fabric, because it's less intimidating. Just don't erase, okay? Just keep practicing. If you mess it up once, that's okay. Get another piece of paper and do another one. Just keep on practicing until you're able to see better what you're doing as you draw. So I'll see you back at the next two. I hope this is helping. I'll see you back at the next one.